Hello guys, I thought I would show you this. I'm here with John today, visiting some family for the Christmas holidays here, and he has some very nice cars in his garage that I'd like to show you guys. So this is John, and here's his cars, and we're going to show you guys his cars in a minute. And he's got one of these mopeds over here.
Yeah, a couple of scooters.
Yeah, a couple of scooters.
C3, there's an interesting story for the C3, and then my wife's Vespa 150S.
Yeah, very cool.
I don't have a middle name, but most of my friends and colleagues assume my middle name is BMW because I have a very strong affinity for the German mark. I've been a fan of BMW since 1978, when my father first brought his 7 Series home via European delivery. 1982, he went to get his second one. He traded in that 78 and he got an 82, and he did European delivery on that, and I had the good pleasure of accompanying him to Munich to pick that car up, which I still have today. It's not in this garage, but it's stored off-site. I have a couple of M cars here right now, and I've got a new M3 coming in the spring, the E92. I've got an E46 M3, and I've got an E70 X5M. Well, it's not really mine, it's my wife's, so I'm not allowed near it as much as I like it. But my plan for the M3s is I'm looking around for an E36 M3, and then of course the much written and fabled E30 M3. I would like to have a full set of the M3 collection in the garage someday. Gonna have to expand the garage, but yeah, M3s are the way to go. Mark the Tech Guy knows this car well because he was with me when we bought it. We were in Toronto for Mark's wedding in 2006, and I was looking around for a 2006 E46 M3 because this was going to be the last year of this body style, and what I also figured would be the last year with the M3 for the inline 6 engine. And I thought that, you know, BMW fans, knowing that the inline 6 is the sort of the benchmark, the trademark of the BMW engines, I want to have this car last year production, late production model in this particular model. So I found a competition package, Interlagos Blue in Toronto. So the day after Mark's wedding, I got married to this. It's got 30,000 kilometers on it right now. It's rarely seen rain. It doesn't see any winter or salt. It's very, very well looked after. This is the S54 3.2 liter. It has 333 horsepower. It's a very, very capable car on the street and track. Right now I'm running Michelin Pilot Sport Cup tires, and they work well, but I've also had a lot of success with the Bridgestone RE11s. Almost as sticky as these Sport Cups, believe it or not, with stock suspension. I think these Sport Cups would work really, really well with a modified suspension, but as I'm keeping this mostly as a collector, I don't want to do anything to it, period. It's completely stock as it came from the showroom over 5 years ago, and that's the way this car is going to stay. The E92 I have coming has the S65 V8, 4 liters, 414 horsepower, 295 pound-foot of torque, and that is actually in the fire orange. For you BMW fans out there, you may be familiar with the M3 GTS that was only available in Europe. There's 150 of them made. They all came in the fire orange. As far as I know, they all came in the fire orange. There's rumors that you could have ordered them in any color you wanted, but I think most of them went out in fire orange. So I pestered and pestered and pestered my local dealer until I finally got the arrangements made to get a standard M3 in that fire orange. So it's as close to the limited production GTS as I could get. And that's also going to be the last year of production for that series, the E92. So I'll have the 06 E46, I'll have the 2012 E92. So next I'll be looking for a 1999 E36, and then I'll find any year of E30 M3 will be fine. You know, I would look maybe to a European E30 M3 with the dog leg first to second, and of course the extra horsepower. Every little horsepower counts. So the next one, it's not mine, it's my wife's. I thought that I would be buying it myself, but she hasn't let me near it. If any of you BMW fans out there want to know how great this car is, my wife now lives, breathes BMW M Division. Simply because of this X5M. She's a fan vicariously through me of German automobiles. But when she drove this, she started wearing an M t-shirt, she bought an M hat, she was totally converted to BMW M Division because of this. Now I'm not sure if it's the 555 horsepower or whether it's their wonderful all-wheel drive system, but she is a complete convert and she loves this vehicle, and consequently I can hardly get near it. But the specs on this, as I was saying, were 555 horsepower, 500 pound-foot of torque, 275 series on the front, 315 on the back, enormously capable rubber. Right now it has its winter boots on, which are 255 50 19s all the way around. She uses this in the winter. This is not a collector to us. This is an everyday usable vehicle. And for any of you out there who are looking for something that can move the spirit, ignite the blood, and something that your wife can also drive wherever she wants in comfort and safety, this is the vehicle. It's got the M dynamic mode. If you drive it around in the standard soft suspension setting, the motor inefficiency mode, which is 400 horsepower, it's like any other X5 out there, you know, soft, subtle, luxurious. Press the M button, which I call the Maniac button, unleashes the 555 horsepower, stiffens the suspension, it has electronic dampening control, has an exhaust note that would wake the dead, and transmission tightens up, and bang, you're off to the races. It is the perfect compromise for husband and wife. My wife won't drive the M3. She thinks it's too rough, it's too loud, she doesn't like it. She drives this every day. I can't get near it. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So the collection is growing, and as I said, I still have the E23 733i that's stored off-site. It's a big four-door sedan, 5-speed manual, which is pretty rare. So that's the BMWs. The scooters are an interesting story. The Yamaha in particular. I'm an ex-motocross racer, so you know, had the KXs and the RMs and the YZs. This and its identical twin were won in a hospital lottery, and one of my good friends saw them for sale, 2 of them, and he said, geez, we should buy those for some fun. So we left them a silly offer, which about 7 months after we left that offer, we went back and made the same offer again, and they said, just take them. So consequently, we had 2 identical 50cc scooters. So what do 2 guys like us with 2 identical 50cc scooters start doing? We start racing each other and modifying them. So this scooter is heavily modified. When we first bought them, they would top out at about 61 kilometers an hour. That's GPS based, so it's accurate. So the first thing I did was order up a 75cc kit. I've got a high performance exhaust system. It has a number of racing clutch components in the transmission. Believe it or not, in Europe they do race these things. They're usually 2-stroke 100cc plus models, but there's still a lot of sophisticated suspension components that you can buy for these. There's different gearing, there's high performance air filter, there's smooth Michelin tires versus the knobbies that came on it. Every little bit counts on this. And of course I've got, for those of you who are probably in about your 40s and were Yamaha fans back in the early 80s, you'll recognize that. That's the #1 that came on every single YZ that came off the production line. So I had to put one of those on there. I'm an early 80s boy, so 82, 83 YZs, CRs, that's all the rage for me. So yeah, this thing now sounds like a YZ 450F, believe it or not. It's crazy. It's still slow, but it now, as I said, it started off doing 61 kilometers an hour GPS verified. Now it's doing about 85 kilometers an hour. So we're getting there. Our goal is to get up to about 90 or 95. I'm laughing because it's not that fast, but that's a big accomplishment to take a 50cc scooter like this and get it going close to 90 kilometers an hour. I've never had so much fun going so slow, let me tell you. So that's it, some of the posters. You can see it's mostly BMW related. The old Sauber F1 team, of course, a couple of YZs up on the wall. It's and of course the Nürburgring. I was at the Nürburgring in the fall of 2010 and did some laps on that, which was quite exciting. That's probably an episode or a video for another day. Lots of BMW paraphernalia. And the original M3 that I'm looking for, that's the original E30 M3. And that's a pretty rare poster. That's a German issue poster when the BMW first came out in '86 in Europe. So that's it. This is my sanctuary. Pretty proud of it. I have a lot of fun out here. And there's still once we renovate, move this out a bit, there'll be a lot more product here.
And those tires behind you are for which vehicle?
These are, this is an extra set for the X5M. It's the 275 40/20s on the front, and then the 315 it goes on the back. On the back it's a 35 series. So it's a 315, 35, 20. It's a lot of rubber to the ground for this vehicle. This vehicle's pretty quick. For those of you who want to know just how quick it is, you can look at, I think it's this month's Car and Driver has their annual lightning lap, and they ran an X5M at Virginia International Raceway, and it ran a 311, which was pretty quick for a 5,300 pound SUV. They said that, once you got used to the girth, it worked really well. I haven't had this one on the track yet, but you'll get there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a wonderful vehicle. I mean, you can take your kids to school in it in the morning and go to the grocery store, go to the theater, but then once you hit that maniac button, it unleashes a really, truly capable M performance vehicle. I couldn't believe it. I was never a fan when they first came out. Being a car, I didn't see the point in it until I actually drove one for a while, and I said, you know what, this thing really, really works well. And as I said, I think the biggest compliment to this vehicle is that it has made a complete M division believer out of my wife. It's pretty remarkable. Brainwashing works.
So John, thanks for doing this video with me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. I could talk about this all day.
Alright guys, thanks for watching this video of John's collection of BMWs here, which are very nice. And they're my favorite color too, blue. I love blue. So guys, thanks for watching.
I'll see you soon.